Hello, you're listening to the Level Up podcast with Karvey and Tat, your weekly dose of gaming, internet, and streaming topics. I'm Karvey, I'm a full-time streamer on twitch.tv/Karvey.
And I'm Tat, and I'm a streamer, and you can find me on twitch.tv/Tat_2.
On today's episode, we have things that we're covering such as Fouseys' arrest and update, Baldur's Gate 3, the new Starfield game, and Fortnite new season updates. To start off the week, oh my god, no, I'm so excited to talk about this.
Yeah?
Especially the whole Fousey situation, because this is like hot, fresh news.
There is just so much going on. It's crazy. But
I'm excited.
How have you been?
I've been good. I've been chilling in my cozy girl era still. I've been liking not having heart attacks on battle royales every week.
Yeah.
And just relaxing. So that's been good.
You're still playing, what was the game called again?
Paleo?
Yeah, Paleo. Have you been playing that?
I have a chokehold. The game is a chokehold over me. It's good and bad, but the good thing is my community, because I stream it so much, my community is just as obsessed as I am now. It's just amazing. We all get to play together and it's so much fun.
Oh, you get to play together with them. That's cute.
Yeah, just like chill. You know how sometimes you want to be in a party and play with your friends, but you don't exactly want to talk with them sometimes. Like you just want to be by yourself, but you know, around people.
Yeah, sure. Yeah.
Well, you know, like the vibe, like you just...
Yeah, I get what you mean. Like when you just want to like chill and not have to like, you know, talk to anyone and just like chill. Yeah. And you're like comfortable with people to just, you know, hang out and not have to speak and
and just relax. So that's the kind of vibes that I've been doing. What about you this week?
Oh my God, I've been so far down the rabbit hole of Baldur's Gate 3.
I know this would happen.
So I haven't bought it yet because, you know, I always like to decide if like, you know, I'm going to buy a game and actually play it. Like it's like buying a book, right? And you never read the book and you have like 50 other books you buy. That's me with games. Like I always like buy games and I never play them. So I'm like, you know, am I going to commit to this game? I think I'm going to. It actually looks insane.
But you know what? You also... Do you play these types of games?
I actually don't play a lot of RPG games at all. It would be something really new to me. And I think that's the exciting thing though, because like I want to play something new. So I think like I've been looking at it a lot and I'm like, yeah, I think I'm going to bite the bullet, to be honest. Yeah.
And
it looks really good.
That's really important as well, to get a full, like, basically a newbie into a different gaming realm. So for example, me, a full-time like first-person shooter battle royale gamer, moving to like cozy MMO games, it's really important to see how people find the game as a fresh person.
Totally.
So it'll be exciting and hopefully good for you, because not having as much knowledge as the usual, what was it, RPG game?
Yeah, roleplay game.
Usual roleplay kind of vibe. It'll be interesting to see how quickly you can get into it or how much you understand and everything. So you keep us updated on that, because I want to know.
Yeah, I'm excited. It's going to be good.
All right, so on today's first topic is a pretty bad one, to be honest. It's pretty sad. So we're talking about Fousey. If you guys don't know Fousey or FouseyTube, he was a original YouTuber from back in the day, and now he's kind of resurfaced as this crazy IRL intense controversial Kick streamer, the whole title, the whole shebang. So he's extremely popular, and I mean one of the top dogs on Kick streaming at the moment. He started as a community-driven, wholesome, beautiful, happy streams, and then now that he's on Kick and he's in the streaming realm, he's quickly turned into more of a toxic, ego-driven community, which is really sad to see, because I used to watch him back when I was just young on YouTube. He became his own worst enemy right now, because he used to be somebody who was so mentally stable and like really positive about mental health, and now he's kind of just fully flipped. So he insulted people who were poor. He partied with celebrities and craved attention. He goes on rants and has started to spiral as people just watch him, and people, like especially the younger ones, they just love watching this crazy controversial drama all like unfold. And everyone thinks his boiling point was about 2 weeks ago. So he was at this airport. Have you seen this? Like this little
I saw
snippet?
that. It's pretty intense, hey?
Yeah. So if you guys didn't see it, he was live streaming at an airport, and there was this really, really, really drunk woman who he ended up interviewing or just chatting to, and she was like violently drunk, and she would open up about some very traumatic things in her past, that she was a victim of like sexual assault and human trafficking. And what did he do? He went off for about 10 minutes with this lady and apparently had intercourse with her in the airport stalls and boasted about it to his viewers like 10 minutes after he came back, and he was really smirky and just like, you know, that kind of vibe. All his viewers were actually quite angry about how messed up it was and was trying to tell him like, hey bro, that's not on, that's not good. And so he like saw that, he noticed that, and then he kind of flipped around. He's like, it's just a joke, like it's just a joke. But you know, sexual assault isn't a joke, especially with someone who's been traumatized from that. So that was a really, really big controversy that happened over on Twitter the other week. I think maybe about a week or 2 weeks ago.
I think it was about 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. And a few days ago, he was arrested on his live stream. Like it just keeps getting worse and worse. He assaulted 2 people a couple hours prior to the arrest. He was yelling and hurling abuse at people. Some trolls were harassing his family, which is really unfortunate and really sad. I could see the stress, especially someone who's already like mentally unwell. This was all during a live stream, and like he was getting death threats, and his family were getting death threats from this troll, and it was really making his mental health kind of plummet in this short period of time on his stream. He checked into a hotel and had a manic episode, ended up calling the police, literally yelling at them to send the cops, there's a gun to my head, help me. And it's very confronting and stressful to watch, and this is all happening in front of thousands of people online. He spent about 45 minutes of that stream in a huge manic state, terrified of the troll, of what could happen, that he was going to get hurt, and the police did end up coming out to go and check on him, and everyone was saying that he got arrested on stream. People were more so saying it was like getting detained and just checking on him and making sure he was okay. He got checked into a mental hospital, and that was the last we had heard from him the past couple of days. But about an hour or 2 hours ago, we just got video footage of him saying that he is in the mental hospital. He's been there for the past couple of days. He won't be able to get released until the police like say it's okay. And he was saying like every time he says something, you know, not normal or out of the ordinary, he'll get injected with more drugs, and that's pretty scary to hear. But at least he's in a place where hopefully he can get better temporarily or just calm down.
Totally.
What's your thoughts on this?
It's been a whole saga, hasn't it?
Oh my God.
Literally scroll my Twitter feed and I just cannot get away from him. Like it's every second post, he's there. And you know, sometimes like it comes up all the time, so I'm like curious, I'm like briefly like tapping into what's happening, and I just think it's a bit of a weird situation, because he does say, you know, he's mentally ill and whatnot, but the thing is he keeps doing these things, and I guess there's a lot of clout chasing in there as well. So it's like, at what point is it like you're doing this detrimental thing to yourself and making it worse? I don't know. I just think it's a really fishy scenario. Like it's pretty dark. It's a dark place of the internet that, like, you know, people are watching this. I mean, you and I both saw Moist Critical's like video on this, and like, you know, that was really interesting take on, like, he's like, this is dark, it's sickening, and it is, isn't it? It's really scary.
It's so sad, bro.
It is sad. It's like what internet fame can do to you. Like it can make things so much worse, and it's sad that no one else is really trying to help him around. Like him, like they're trying to help him. It's interesting.
And that's the thing, they always like, he's always in what you were saying about scrolling on Twitter, every few posts is him. It's because he's so massive, but he's also controversial as hell. Like everybody's got something to say about him. What happened this stream, that stream. He streams constantly. He's always doing something crazy. Like I think I went into a stream about 5 days ago. He was partying with Lil Pump at Lil Pump's birthday. I didn't even know Lil Pump was still around.
What?
Like, just so random, and that's why people want to watch it. It's like the Aiden Ross effect. Like, people want to watch it because something crazy is always going down. He's always getting swatted, or he's always doing something very controversial or crazy. Like, and that's what's trendy amongst the young ones nowadays.
I know, it's kind of sad though, isn't it? Because it's like, this is people's lives we're talking about, and it's like a reality show, honestly, like actually happening in real life. And I think it has gotten to that state of like, what can I do next to get those clicks and get that attention? And that's what I'm saying. Like, you know, I know he does have a lot of mental health issues, and he's talked about that a lot. But you know, he's pushing a lot of this kind of content out, knowing that it's going to get him, you know, bigger and bigger, and doing these insane, it's almost like stunts. It is basically stunts, like swatting himself and doing all those kind of things. It's pretty hardcore stuff, isn't it? Yeah. I hope that he sorts it out, because he does have a good heart. Well, from when I used to watch him, he does have pure intentions and a good heart. He just has lost his way due to fame. So hopefully he gets better, and we can see some good things come from his career and his streaming. Yeah. You know, well, I mean, I didn't used to watch him on YouTube like you used to, but I have heard people talk about he was this like positive beacon of light on the internet. Like, he was very positive in his YouTube days. So it's sad to kind of see that. Hey. Yeah, very. Yeah, crazy. This is what happens, bro. Sometimes people let fame get to their head, and it's really sad to watch, especially celebrities, like everybody. It can really affect people in all different ways. So hopefully he comes out of this positively. Exactly. Well, on to some positive news. Baldur's Gate 3 came out on the 3rd of August. Now, this is a game I have not, like, everyone's talking about it. Yes. You've heard of it. Like, it's insane. And I was talking to you about this before. I've even heard and talked to people that don't really classify themselves as gamers in my life. They are literally like, yeah, I'm going to buy this game, like Baldur's Gate, like, and obsessed with it. And I'm like, what? So I'm like, okay, you know, like, I've seen it pop up more and more, and I'm curious, like, what this game is. So basically, it's a Dungeons and Dragons based tabletop game, like role-playing game. Yeah. On, you know, online, like on a computer, on a game. And it's basically a game that has been released, and it's full of fresh content. It's been praised by critics and fans. Like, I am talking people saying that this is the best game that they've ever played, Karvey. Like, I've had friends that have said this is the best game I've played. I'm like, all right, I'm buying into the hype. I'm going to buy this game, and I'm going to play it. So I'm actually really excited. I'm so excited. But yeah, it's been rated highly everywhere. Like, literally IGN did a review on it, 10 out of 10. Yeah, absolutely. And the game offers both single player and cooperative multiplayer, which is really cool. So you can actually form a party with your friends to explore the game and the story together, which I think is so awesome, right? Because, like, for example, we were talking about it before, like when the Harry Potter game came out. We were talking about before the podcast, the Harry Potter game came out, and it was just like a single player game, right? Yeah. I didn't play that game, but it was just single player. And it's so cool that, like, you can play Baldur's Gate 3 with your friends. So Karvey and I were going to play it. So right? Campaign, so right? You can play the campaign as multiplayer. Yeah, is that right? It is a campaign, basically. It's a campaign game, but you can play it with your friends online. Yeah. So campaign like online, you know, multiplayer with your friend, which is really cool. Like, I'm not sure the squad size, like how many people you can actually play with, but I think it's pretty decent. That's so cool. I love it. And I think more games should be like this, because that's the thing though, like, games used to be like this when we'd play like Xbox games or PlayStation games, right? Like, you could play campaign. I know, like Halo, like, you used to be able to play Halo like multiplayer, like campaign with your friends, and it was like the best thing ever, because you could play the campaign together or multiplayer. It's nice to play a story together with your friends, you know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that's a really cool feature of this game that I think is awesome, and a lot of people are partying up and actually playing with their friends, like this new amazing game. And, you know, last week we talked about games coming out that aren't tested and they're full of bugs and they have a lot of microtransactions, but Baldur's Gate 3 doesn't have any microtransactions in it at all. You pay and you get a really good game. It's literally come out. It's not buggy. It's a beautiful game. People are raving about this game. Like, it's awesome. So
I hear the word microtransaction now. I just get triggered.
Ooh,
it's the red flag in gaming, microtransactions.
No, totally. It is, because it's like, it does ruin that whole thing, because it's like the studios want to push those microtransactions to make money. And like, I can understand it from like for example, Warzone. They put out a free game and there's microtransactions to keep the game alive. But, the problem with these microtransactions is pay to win skins, guns, whatnot. We've talked about this. And it does kind of ruin that whole experience, right? It's interesting. And, we also saw microtransactions in Diablo 4, which is another Blizzard, Blizzard owns Blizzard Call of Duty, blah, 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 whatever. Diablo 4 came out recently, and that's got a lot of microtransactions in it, and it kind of ruins the whole vibe of the whole thing. So Baldur's Gate has come out, everyone loves it, and there's no kind of microtransactions in there. It's a full game. It's not half-baked. You're getting a full-baked cake, and you're getting to eat it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Just to quickly loop back to the microtransactions, I'm thinking about back in the day, the older consoles. What I did like, say for example, when I had my Xbox 360, I really enjoyed playing my game without any promotions and shop items and stuff. Like, for example, I'd love to hop on Assassin's Creed and just jam out, but if I wanted to even think about buying it in-game purchases, I would go to the Xbox game store, and they would be we have bundles, we have add-ons, and you could buy it through that. It wouldn't even be a part of the game most of the time. You'd have to go and actually search for it in the
I remember
actual game store. I really liked that, because that was like, oh my god, I wonder if people know this. Like, they have little, and it wasn't a big deal as well. Like, it's just, you could buy it if you wanted to, but we're not going to push it on you. That's what I really liked about those types of microtransactions. It wasn't in your face. Like, for example, love Fortnite, a great game, but me and Mesa, we were just downstairs before, he was loading up the video game to play, and in the store, it's probably one of the busiest stores I've ever seen at this whole time I've ever played Fortnite for years since it came out. There was about 100 different things that you could buy. It was ridiculous. How are you supposed to even sift through it all?
No, like, literally, it's hectic, hey? And it's like in your face constantly, like, buy this, and it's interesting with Fortnite because it is a free-to-play game. So I guess they kind of go, well, we have the right to do this because that's how our game exists, because people pay for skins and whatnot. But I don't know, like games like Warzone, for example, like there's a paid version of COD, like to level up your guns, and basically everyone owns that game. Like anyone that plays Warzone, they buy, Modern Warfare 2, for example, when that came out with Warzone 2, you kind of had to buy Modern Warfare 2 to level up your guns and camera grind. Like it's impossible to do it without the base game.
Very slow.
Oh, very slow, 100%. Yeah. Like grinding guns in Warzone 2 without that game is horrible. Camera grind, basically impossible. Like I don't think anyone's been able to do it without that base game, which is, it's very interesting, hey, because it's like, even Modern Warfare 2 came out and it was just half-baked. It was just horrible. And then Warzone 2 was, horrible as well. So it's all very interesting, the microtransaction thing. But, it's lovely to see, like, so Larian Studios is a studio that is behind Baldur's Gate 3. And they put out a game that is full of content. There's no microtransactions. And I think it's really refreshing. I'm not even a massive RPG gamer, but like this has made me want to play this game. I've just been watching videos and I've been so far down the rabbit hole, as I said, and I'm so excited. Like it just looks amazing. And I've been asking a lot of my friends, like other gamer friends, and they're like, yes, Tat, oh my God, buy this game. It is literally the best game I've played. I'm like, the gas,
About 60 New Zealand dollars, is that right?
Yeah, I think it's about that. Or 80 Australian dollars.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
That's not too bad. That was the price of any basic RPG. Like I think Diablo was a little bit more expensive, but that's the good average price range.
But that's the thing, right? There's no microtransactions in it, so it's like I'm getting a good game, and the game has been so highly regarded, like it's crazy. It's already sold 2.5 million copies across PC and early access. That's just PC alone. That's not even console and Mac.
Just to step in quickly, it's 100 New Zealand dollars, just to
cool.
make sure that was correct.
Nice.
So that's New Zealand dollars in the Steam store.
Yeah. Nice.
And and you can buy DLC, deluxe edition DLC.
Yeah, I think there's
well.
like a deluxe DLC. That's like the only like transactional like benefit, but it's just like, you know, deluxe whatever, which is pretty cool. Yeah, and I was watching the IGN review the other day, and some of the comments I found really interesting. This is pretty funny. Someone said 32 hours in, still creating my character, 10 out of 10.
What?
Yeah. Larian is a bright light in the dark gaming industry. I liked that one. I thought that was a good comment. And then someone said one of the greatest games of all time. Seriously, this game is up there. So I'm buying it, Karvey. We're playing it.
32 hours? I'm sorry.
No, I think they were joking. They
better be.
They're joking. I think they're joking. They're just saying like,
bloody hell.
You're so funny.
Oh my gosh. You know what? Fair enough, mate. Fair enough.
Fair enough. That's me when I build my sim. It takes me 32 hours to build my sim. Let's be honest. And then I won't even play the game. I just take 32 hours to build my sim, like make my sim. And then I don't even play the game.
Can you speak Simlish or whatever it's called?
No, and I have a channel point like redemption on my channel for it, and everyone always does it, so I have to get like Simlish scripts up and read it. It's horrible. You'd think I would learn by now. They always have Simlish scripts, literally, because people always redeem it when I'm streaming.
That you never know.
You're horrible.
We should do a drinking stream one night, and I'll get some similar scripts for you, and you can read them to us.
Yeah, done deal. Let's do it.
All right, I have got some news, guys. New Fortnite chapter 4, season 5. Oh nice. My gosh, back in my day, we just had season 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. I think now we got chapters. That's how far Fortnite has come.
That's actually crazy, isn't it?
Yeah. So chapter 4, season 5. Okay, I got some news because this is looking great so far. We have got 3 new map areas. Pretty spread out. They look great. Relentless Retreat, Eclipsed Estate, and Sanguini Suites or Sanguine Suites. I don't know how to say them, but they look great. Sanguini. I think that's a pasta or something, but yeah, linguini. But they have vaults in them as well that are quite cool. I was watching Mesa downstairs play it before, and they have these vaults that you can enter in, and they're quite what's the word, like detailed or harder to get into than the typical vaults that you just find a key and you're in there. So that's really cool. And they have, you know, a really good positive about this new season and this map is the biomes. Like, it's just ridiculous. You're never bored because you're constantly stimulated by all these different areas of the map. Like, you've got the jungle area, the sand area, you've got rivers, you've got just lots of stuff. The whole world is in this map, basically. And that was a really, really good thing that I noticed them start to do previously. A few people don't like it, but I heard a lot of negativity around the jungle area because of the different levels. So you've got the trees, you've got the basic ground, and you've got the water as well. And a lot of people didn't like the different stages of levels because you could die from full damage, or it was really hard to see opponents and stuff. So I get that. However,
true.
You know, you're constantly stimulated. You're always looking around. And I think that's really good for retention and gaming retention as well. More updates. They have new augments, a whole bunch of new augments. They've got new guns. They have they brought back the suppressed sniper.
What's that? Is really good.
So that's right. So do you remember ever playing with the bolt action sniper?
Yes.
Basically think that, but a little bit weaker and suppressed. Kind of vibe.
Okay,
so
cool.
it's not the best, but hey, we never even had snipers this whole season, the past season, so I'm happy that.
Oh, actually, I haven't played Fortnite in that long. They got rid of snipers for a little bit.
Most of them, yeah. They brought a deagle, so like a mammoth. It's called the mammoth pistol, which was a heavy one-shot pistol.
Oh, wow.
And then they had an augment release, which was called the Dragon's Breath Sniper, and it shot fire bullets. But it was quite weak. So,
right.
People were kind of missing on the heavy sniper and the bolt action. So that's good that they brought that back.
Are there any broken metas this season? Have you found?
Well, we're only 2 days in, so I haven't found anything too crazy. But I have seen this new rocket they've just delicately planted into the game that has caused a bit of havoc. So it's basically you shoot it up in the sky and you're riding this rocket, and then when you land, it basically explodes on impact, and all the buildings and all the people around you are just poof, gone.
That doesn't sound broken at all.
No, not at all.
No.
I've seen some glitches happen with this rocket, and people are, like in their cars, and their teammate in the back is shooting the rocket, and they just launch into space. So
that would be pretty funny.
I'll be giving that a go tonight, that's for sure, before they get rid of it. Obviously, they got new quests, new weekly updates and challenges. But yeah, super excited to smash this season out, because so far there's a lot more pros than cons from what I've heard from Reddit and the community, and even from personal look. And I'm playing it tonight, so I'm sure I'll really enjoy it and just give it a good go. I'm just happy the snipers are back. You know me, guys. I'm a heavy sniper girl. I love sniping.
She's a sniper girl with a 1% headshot. Okay. 1% headshot.
Anyways, you know what? Actually, I've never seen you snipe.
So
let's talk about 1%ers, huh?
What are we talking about? I used to carry you all the time on COD sniping.
No.
I was
Incorrect.
The sniper queen.
It was with a spray and pray SMG. Don't think I forgot, because I remember.
Oh yeah, true. You're right.
But yeah, that's Fortnite for you.
Fortnite.
I'll keep you guys updated next week with more updates if there's more metas or anything. But yeah, slay Fortnite.
Slay Fortnite. There's actually quite a lot of gaming news, which is really exciting for this week. We got Starfield coming out September the 6th, which is really exciting too. So Starfield is a upcoming single player action role-playing game, and it features an open world in the form of an area within the Milky Way galaxy. So it's like space themed, which is so sick. I've seen reveals on this game and I've seen gameplays, and it's actually insane. Like, it looks so fun. Players can land on... Sorry, what were you saying?
I was just going to say, did you ever play any like Star Galactic kind of games growing up?
No, I've like actually never really been into like the space genre.
Yep.
And sci-fi. Like, I've never kind of... I mean, I watch like Star Wars and stuff, but I don't like play space games. It's funny, hey, because I haven't really been super into fantasy, and I haven't been super into like space sci-fi stuff.
Yeah.
I'm boring. Like, I only like I don't know, how would you define, like, I mean, like, you know me, like Call of Duty, that kind of realm, and like, I mean, like Assassin's Creed and stuff, but I don't like fantasy too much. But I think Baldur's Gate is technically fantasy, it is, but like, I think I'm kind of intrigued by it.
Yeah.
But you're
just growing. Like, you look at you now, you want to get into Baldur's Gate, and you told me that you want to download this game that we're currently talking about now. Everyone can change their taste in music. Like, hey, I messed with R&B back in the day, now I'm a country girl. Like, everyone can change as they get older, so you never know. Playing this new game that we're going to talk about could really get you into the sci-fi scene. You never know.
Totally. Well, I mean, I've looked at reveals for it, and it actually looks really cool. And the fact that so you can actually land on 1,000 planets and moons and space stations.
God, that's so many planets.
That's insane. So like, it being open world, like, imagine what you can explore. Like, I don't know, like, I'm like kind of hyped for this game. It's insane. I'm really hyped.
Huge.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like, open world games are getting so big now, and it's like, it's honestly like you're living in this open world. It's awesome. Yep. Like, I actually love it. And there's also different biomes for every planet, which is really cool. So there's endless amounts of, places to explore. And you can switch between first person and third person, which I thought was really cool too. So if you prefer first or third person, one of the over the other. It just sounds like a great game, to be honest. And, I think it would be cool though, if there was like a multiplayer mode like Baldur's Gate 3, like we were talking about, I'd love to play this game alongside you, for example.
Yeah.
But it's only single player at this point in time, but yeah, I think it would be cool if they added that multiplayer. Like it is a story game, but I would love to be able to play with a friend. I think that would be so sick. Like, so I find it interesting that they've made that choice and they're not making it a, you know, a multiplayer game.
Well, you never know, because, you know, Skyrim, for example, great single player, open world, beautiful game. And then, you know, people were like, oh my God, this would be so good if it was multiplayer, blah, blah, blah. A couple years later, they came out with something along the lines, but not really, but still it was online, Elder Scrolls Online.
Yeah.
And they've even got a new one that they just released recently, but you know, like trying to meet halfway and do an online presence of this game that everybody enjoys that's only solo. So hopefully in the future, depending on how well it goes, they can bring something online like MMO kind of vibe,
totally,
with the same game design and stuff. That would be great, because that would be so much fun.
Oh, I want to play this game. It sounds so much fun, honestly. I'm like, oh, space and like just exploring like all different worlds and stuff, like that's sick. So it's going to be an Xbox and PC exclusive game, and so the Game Pass is a subscription service basically offered by Microsoft as a part of the Xbox network, which it will come under that umbrella as well. So if you have Game Pass, this game is coming out on September the 6th. You have access to the game as well, which is pretty cool. It's like the Netflix of gaming. I've basically summed it up as. Yeah, it's kind of cool. So yeah, what do you think of exclusive games? I think it's an interesting topic, hey?
It's a bit like... Yeah, it's cool if you have, like, say, a PS5 exclusive game, but, you know, sometimes people might not be able to afford to upgrade their PS4 to a PS5, or Xbox players get a PS5 if they really want to play a game that they've been waiting for. I think it's actually pretty dumb. But I guess...
It's interesting, hey, because it's like a lot of people back in the day, they used to have, like, an Xbox or a PlayStation, so they could have access to both games, but... You know, that's expensive, isn't it? Like having both, if you're a hardcore gamer and you have to have both consoles, you know, it's pretty hectic.
Yeah, and I get the companies like Sony from PlayStation, for example, wanting to make extra money from having this beautiful, awesome, exclusive game only for PlayStation. I just think as just a average gamer's perspective, if you don't have the console and you can't necessarily afford the console, it's like you're left out, you know? Cool kids only, sorry kind of vibe. So I never really truly appreciated like the exclusive game thing. I never saw the hype in it, just because growing up as someone who could only afford one console, I definitely think that it wasn't very fair growing up that only PlayStation kids could play this game. But I mean, brands gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, exactly. I could only get one console or the other. So I actually chose Xbox so I could play Halo. Because Halo was an Xbox exclusive game and is an Xbox exclusive game. So I was like, I'm only playing Halo. And yeah, I mean, that's why I was an Xbox kid for quite a while. But I mean, you know, then PlayStation had like The Last of Us, for example, which was a PlayStation exclusive game.
Did you see that Xbox Call of Duty console that's coming out?
No.
It looks beautiful. Let me just quickly check what it looks like. But because I've watched this YouTube video a couple of days ago, this guy had bought about 50 Xbox 360s that were apparently like broken or faulty, and he fixed them all to raise funds for this special edition Call of Duty.
Okay,
Xbox.
cool.
So it looked awesome. Like things like that's like exclusive, like skins and stuff, I think is pretty cool. Games itself, no, just be on all platforms.
Yeah, totally. One exclusive title that I specifically remember when the Xbox One came out, and it was marketed with the Xbox One coming out, was Sunset Overdrive. I don't know if you've ever heard of that game before, but oh my God, dude, that was the best game. Like I was obsessed with that game. It's like a zombie apocalypse game, but it's like humoristic and it's like cartoonish. It's fun. Like I don't think it's zombies. I think they're like weird. I think they are zombies. They're like weird spawn things. And they're like affected by, it's like people drink this like drink.
Yeah.
And they become like these like zombie-like creatures. But dude, it's such a sick game. I actually love that game. But that was a really good game, and it was only on Xbox. So like it was a pretty big game at the time too for Xbox. But yeah, look, it's a very interesting conversation, the exclusive game thing. But yeah.
All right. Now to finish off, we have a very important Slay or Nay topic today. And we know the topic that we're going to talk about, but we both don't know each other's answers because we want to keep it a live, fresh debate. So, Slay or Nay tea, a cup of tea.
Nay as F.
Really?
I hate tea. I just can't drink it. I'm a coffee girl. That's it. Die hard coffee girl. I cannot do tea. I take it you're Slay, right?
No, I'm Nay.
No?
I'm Nay
Really?
as hell. I hate
tea too.
Yeah,
okay,
and I know
I'm glad.
there's some heavy tea drinkers that are listening, our regulars. They love a good cup of tea. I'm sorry, but listen, cup of tea gives me sore tummy. If I'm being so raw girl honest, cup of tea does not suit me. Like I've only ever tried a few hot cups of tea, like
what
the past
flavor?
couple years. Like the tea. What do you mean?
Tea's got like hundreds of flavors, dude. There's like hundreds of flavors.
A cup of tea. A cup of tea? Oh, you're not from New Zealand. So a cuppa. Yeah, a cuppa?
Yeah,
Surely they say cuppa. What does cuppa mean?
Tea.
Yeah, and what kind of tea?
I don't know. Is it English breakfast or something?
Yeah, so your grandparents are coming over for a cuppa. What are you going to get them? Herbal lemon tea? No. You're going to get them a cuppa, English breakfast tea. And I hate it.
Is that what that means? Like a cuppa is like English breakfast?
Are you
I did
serious?
not know that. No, I didn't know that.
Oh my God.
I thought it was just get me a
simple
tea.
language barrier.
I didn't think it was like get me a English breakfast. Like what if I want a Russian caravan? Wait, that's an alcoholic drink. That's an alcoholic drink, I'm pretty sure. Or am I thinking of a Moscow Mule?
Of tea? That's a cocktail. Okay, let's redirect back. You crazy girl. So cup of tea, yes. So usually, in New Zealand households at least, when your grandparents ask you for a cuppa, you say, "You want milk?" I know you have to. That's just polite. Don't look that way. You say that, right? Okay, good. And sugar, you want a sugar? And they'll say yes or no. Boom, tea's made. Anyways, I don't like tea.
I don't like tea either. Tea is just not for me. But anyway,
tea not for me, mate.
It's just not. It's just not for me. I hate it.
But you like coffee, right?
I love coffee.
What kind of coffee?
Is the best. I just love like single origin, just hardcore coffee. Not just I like milk in my coffee, but like
instant coffee.
No, not instant. Out of a machine. I have a machine, and I'm a little barista in the morning. You know?
Oh, you have a machine?
I have a machine.
Can you do a little
I can do a little
Can you?
A little art? Yeah. I'll post some art. Yeah, for sure, and I'll send it to you.
Send it to me, because I want proof.
All right. Classic. Well, that concludes today's episode. Make sure you're following us on TikTok, YouTube, Twitter. @LevelUpPoddy is our handle, and give us a 5-star on Spotify. It means a lot to us, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.